What is going on, Aquarius? It's Chris Anthony coming at you guys live and direct once again, and it is 2019. Happy New Year's to my people who have not celebrated it with me yet, which is Aquarius. This is going to be your general reading for January 1st through the 15th, that whole period of time right there. And we will jump right into the energies. First and foremost, if this resonates with you, then do me a favor, like, share, subscribe, comment. All of those things that, you know, I like to see, and they let me know if you're watching and if it resonates with you. If it doesn't resonate with you, then you can check out one of my previous videos or one of my videos in the future, or you could talk with me about a personal reading. So Aquarius, this is going to be your present energy that we're coming into for the beginning of January 2019, this brand new year that we're in. And then we're going to be tapping into your futuristic energies right here, going into, you know, mid-month and the end of the month, the end of January. All right, so Aquarius, I will be reading with the Rider-Waite deck, and then we're going to be clarifying with the Gustav Klimt deck. Yes. Starting off, we have the Sun card. So for you, Aquarius, I believe this is just representing some great energy that's coming your way. You could be starting off the year of 2019 just with a great mindset, a great outlook on what you have planned for the year. You could have some just great vibes coming in your direction. This is that light energy that comes to you, and it's kind of accompanied with positive energy, an optimistic outlook on life, some just great feeling energy where you feel carefree, you feel lighthearted, you kind of want to play a little bit. This is that type of energy that makes your inner child come out, you know, and just want to play. So during this period in time, you could just be feeling that playfulness when it comes down to you approaching your life, or you just kind of enjoying the moment and being in the moment and not trying to be so caught up in your mind or, you know, focused on other things that you can't control, you know. So that's going to be some good energy coming in for you. I clarified it with the Page of Pentacles. So this could be the sun shining on a new beginning that you're having inside of your financial material world, you know, because the page usually represents like a new start when it comes down to something you're working on that has to do with your finances. So you could be focusing on starting something new. You know, this could be a new career that you're about to start, a new financial path that you're trying to build right now, a business on the side, a little project that could bring you in some more money, a multiple streamed income, you know, things, just another stream of income that you could be wanting to add on to your income that you currently have. And if it's not that, then it could just be like a brand new start in a new direction with your finances. And it's kind of like that sun energy is shining on it right now and making you feel great about what you're about to pursue financially, which is a good thing, especially because we're at the beginning of the new year. And usually this is when everybody, you know, they make the blueprint of how it's going to be for their year. They make their resolutions, even if it's not a resolution, because I kind of hate that word. We've abused it so many years. But just your vision and outlook for the year. A lot of people do come up with that energy either at the end of December or right at the beginning of January. And so this could be you looking at what you want to do financially, what you want to do with your material world, and feeling good about what you're about to start off and begin in your financial world. Makes sense, right? Below that, we have the Five of Wands. So this, to me, especially with the cards that are surrounding it, it could represent some type of internal conflict that's happening. And to be honest, I think, Aquarius, we've been kind of talking or dealing with this internal conflict with you for a while now, at least a couple of months, but it could have been going on with you a little bit longer than that. And right now, I feel that you could be having an internal conflict when it comes down to making a choice between two different things. And because it's accompanied by the Queen of Pentacles to the right and then the King of Wands to the left, I believe that this internal conflict you're having is whether you're going to invest your time into, you know, your finances, your, you know, stability, your work, you know, whether you're going to put your head down and kind of like focus on building your material world, or if you kind of want to tap into your passions and what you're kind of like passionate about. And so this could be creating like a tug of war energy within yourself. You know, you could be having that back and forth energy in your mind, or just some internal conflict, because you want both of these things to happen. But it's kind of like you feel like you have to choose between one of the two. And that could be causing some conflict. With the Queen of Pentacles, though, you do feel like that you will be victorious when it comes down to whatever you pursue financially. Or let's say whatever you pursue that is going to be the most stable thing to do, you know? And so you could be feeling like, I kind of want to just focus on my finances and build my material wealth and just continue to focus and focus and focus, because I know that I can get victory inside of that material world if I just focus and not focus on anything else. The problem is, though, is that you're having kind of a conflict, because you also are passionate about, it's kind of like you want to pursue something you're passionate about. And I believe, since it is clarified with the King of Cups here, it could represent for you an emotional offer, you know, you being passionate about some type of emotional offer that you want to make to somebody, or some offer that could have been made to you. Definitely it could be from a water sign. So you could be passionate about a water sign right now, because even though this is a King of Wands here, I believe these are like two energies that you are taking on. It's like you're deciding whether you want to take on the Queen of Pentacles energy, which is like very much concerned with her finances and building her material wealth, or the King of Wands, who kind of pursues what he's passionate about and what makes him feel like he's alive and just goes after his passions just no matter what. And so with you, your passion could represent a water sign, you know, and I believe we could have talked about this water sign in earlier readings that I had with you, Aquarius. But the King of Cups is definitely a water sign. If it's not a water sign, then it could just be someone that you have an emotional connection with, and is passionate and emotional at the same time. And so you could be having internal conflict, because you know you could have some victory in your material world. You know, if you continue to focus, you could have some major victories in it. But you also don't want to neglect what you're passionate about, or this passionate connection with this water sign. So that could be happening with you. Right below that, there we go. This is the Two of Wands, you having to make a decision, you trying to make the decision. It's kind of like the Two of Wands has made the decision, this person in the picture, but has not begun to take action towards the decision, you know? And to be honest, with this person looking in the direction of the passion and the emotional connection, I believe that could be the thing that you're choosing to do. You know, it's just maybe you're not doing it because you feel in some way that it would mess up your stability, your financial stability that you're working on and working towards and trying to gain for yourself and trying to build for yourself. You don't want to neglect that. You probably in the past could have had experiences where, you know, you having a passionate connection with somebody or a strong emotional connection with somebody could get in the way of you being focused and stable and building your finances. You know, so you're definitely at the point where you want to start this emotional connection with someone and this passionate connection with somebody, but you're stuck right now because you don't know if it is feasible for you. You don't know if it's actually going to bring you to the point where you can, you know, continue to have your stability. You think, you could be thinking that it could throw you off of your stability that you've been working on, you know? So you could be at that point where you're still a little bit stuck. This is clarified by the Nine of Wands, so that makes sense because the Nine of Wands represents something that has been already happening for a while now, like I was saying earlier in the reading. The Nine of Wands is kind of like you being in a place where you're ready and you're continuing to kind of like hold your position. Even though, you know, it could have like brought a lot of burdens, you know, it could be burdensome to kind of stay in a stuck position and not make a decision, you know, whether to go on this path or the other path. you're still ready and willing to just continue to hold your position and be like, I don't know what I want to do. Like, I just still want to be in the deciding place and not actually go to the Three of Wands position, where the Three of Wands, you have begun to take on what it is that you're looking at. And it seems like you're looking at something you're passionate about, or something that gives you some type of emotional fulfillment, or something you think will give you some emotional fulfillment. And that's why you're looking in that direction. And you can even see the King of Cups is looking down at you in this direction of you making that decision, but you could still be at a point where you're just like, I don't know. Like, I have not taken a step past my backyard yet. Even though I know I want to go on this journey, I haven't left yet. And we've been having this card with you, Aquarius, for a while, so kind of makes sense. Maybe you're just really trying to make a decision. You're trying to make an informed decision, and it's something that you still just want to think about. Probably because you have such good things happening in your material world. Whatever you're trying to build, whatever you've been working hard at, you're still focused on that, and you don't want anything to come and get in the way of your focus. So you feel like you have victory in your material world, and that's what's creating that conflict, because at the same time you do feel this passionate emotional connection that you want to kind of like begin with somebody, and you kind of want to take on that King of Wands energy and go after that passionately with this King of Cups, but you kind of don't at the same time. So it's like that back and forth energy. That's why we have the Five of Wands, because it's creating internal conflict, because you're at a place where you haven't yet went in the direction of what you want to choose. So it's kind of like a stalemate, and you're still holding that position of that stalemate energy. Like, I don't know, I just don't know. I know, but I don't. I want to go, but I have not left yet. And that's where we're at, Aquarius. Let's see what's going on with your future energies, though. Because, to be honest, these future energies look quite differently. First of all, you have a lot of arcanas, major arcanas. Let's start it off. We have the Eight of Wands. We have the Tower card, major arcana. We have the Judgment card, major arcana. Then we have the Star card, major arcana. So you could be at a place, Aquarius, coming into the near future, where the universe is about to kind of like tap into your energy. Especially if you've been here for a while and just not making any moves towards any direction. I believe the universe is kind of about to start, you know how the universe kind of does it. It lets us make our own decisions and stuff, but it does kind of influence too with universal energies that surround us. So let's see. You have the Eight of Wands starting off, so this could be some fast communication that will come in or go out from you, that has to do with the Ace of Cups. And in this picture that explains it, it has to do with something or someone that you feel an emotional connection to. This could be some messages that are coming in that have to do with a new beginning in your emotional life. And this could be the connection with this person that I was talking about, this water sign who you're thinking about, going after passionately, or having a new passionate start with that person. You could get some information, that kind of comes in very quick, that makes you think about that person, or, brings in a new beginning, an emotional beginning with that person. Maybe the way you view that person could be changing, because this quick communication that comes in, whether it's from them or whether it's you making a communication to them, it could, kind of make you feel like you're having a new start, a new beginning, emotionally, when this kind of comes in. The only thing is, right below that, we have the Tower card. So that Tower moment is, it could be in connection to these messages that come in, or the messages that you send out. It's just something happens that kind of like awakens you a little bit. It could awaken you to this connection. Maybe you haven't been looking at it that much because you've been focused on your pinnacle. If you see this Queen of Pentacles, she is only looking down at her money, at her material wealth, at building, you know, what she can control, and kind of like focused on her material world. But this Tower card right here is what I believe could be, you know, awakening you a little bit, because something comes in fast, and it has to do with your emotional world, a new emotional beginning for you. And as you can see, those people on the cards look like they are in love. So something could be coming in the future that kind of like strikes your love chord. It strikes your emotional world. And maybe because you have been in a place where you haven't been making a decision about this emotional connection, it could really catch you off guard and make you just kind of like, you know, like these people just make you fall off of your game a little bit. And make you kind of like just have this kind of like rude awakening where you're like, oh snap, like what in the world is happening here? I was focused on my money. I was focused on my stability. Like, but the Tower card is coming in, and it's kind of like, this usually happens when some type of change is needed, you know, because you've been kind of like in that place where you haven't been making a step towards anything, because this right here is decision. It's a person that knows which way they want to go in, but they haven't acted on it yet. So the universe is kind of deciding to step in and bring in some type of like rude awakening. That's like, yeah, you already knew something, but now you really know it, right? And I think it has to do with this love connection. Because something is coming your way very fast with those 8 of Wands, and it's going to hit like lightning. Definitely. And then clarifying it, we have the 10 of Pentacles. So the 10 of Pentacles could be what's happening with the rude awakening that's coming in, because it has to do with your finances. So I'm thinking that the thing that could be happening is that you're starting to see that maybe this love connection, or this new emotional new beginning with this person, that it could be coming in, and it could have to do, and it's tied in with your financial fulfillment. You know, because the 10 of Pentacles is kind of like your vision board, everything you see in your life, you know, that you want to have and that you want to accomplish. That's what the 10 of Pentacles represents. And to be honest, I think that, you know, before you could have just been neglecting the fact that, yeah, you want all this emotion or this financial fulfillment, you want all this material wealth, you know, these goals that you're going after, but you could have been neglecting the fact that inside of the vision you have for your life is a lover. And you can't actually neglect that energy, you know, which is what I think has been happening a little bit, because you have the Queen of Pentacles that is just only focused on that. And that's what I feel for this, because sometimes in other readings, the Queen of Pentacles could be like a person that balances her emotional world and her work world at the same time, and she's able to do that easily. But in your reading, I feel like, you know, you see it as two different opposite worlds that you can only focus on one at a time. Either I'm focused on my pentacles, or I'm focused on my passions. And maybe I believe the thing that's coming in from the universe that's kind of going to, you know, wake you up a little bit is the fact that you can have both, right? You can have the Ace of Cups, that emotional fulfillment in your life, and you can also have the 10 of Pentacles, financial fulfillment, all at the same time. But something is happening that's going to be like a rude awakening to show you that, or just to make you awaken to this, you know, connection that's up here that you have with someone. And it could just come in and kind of like knock you off your high horse a little bit, or just knock you, you know, just like wake you up a little bit, like, oh wow, I never looked at it that way, I never thought, you know, blah blah blah. But that's kind of what this is. And it makes sense, because in all my other readings, for some reason the Tower card has been popping out for this, you know, beginning of January, beginning of the year. So I guess, you know, it's just some swift changes that need to happen in order to move forward into the rest of the year. And this is just one of them for you. I think it's having to do with the way you view your finances and how you think your emotional world will affect your finances. Because it feels like you could have been closed off lately to the aspect of something that you're passionate about or someone that you're passionate about, and having this emotional connection with them because you felt like it could affect your finances in the wrong way, you know? And so something is happening to change that for you. Also, you're having another awakening after that Tower moment hits. It brings you to a place of spiritual awakening. I got the Judgment card, and then to actually clarify the Judgment card, we got the Judgment card again. So that's a double judgment. So yeah, the universe is stepping in once again and actually blowing the trumpet and having you awaken to something. And I believe it's you awakening to this passionate emotional connection you have with someone, because right up here I can see it, you can too. And it's kind of like Cupid's arrows are headed in your direction. Definitely, that's what when it has to do with love, I always see the Eight of Wands as kind of like Cupid's arrows, kind of like just being shot at you. And if that many are being shot at you at one time, you can't even dodge that. Like, and you probably have kind of been being elusive to love and just dodging it, kind of like the Matrix. The arrows have been going at you, but I don't know if you're going to dodge this one, this new awakening to this love connection, because you have the Tower card. And when that lightning strikes, it is for one person, it's like it's for you, and it's no dodging a Tower moment. Like, it just comes and it's going to hit. But I don't think this is a bad Tower moment. I don't think it's like an ominous, thing that's happening to you. It's going to be more of just like a shift of how you view something. And I think it is that connection, because you're going to get some information that comes in that kind of like makes you have a awakening, which is why you have this Judgment card, represents a spiritual awakening, a resurrection, So something could be being awakened within you when it comes down to this emotional connection with someone. And it could be bringing you to a place where you're having to kind of like transform a little bit your outlook on life, which is what the Tower card usually does. It makes you change the way you're viewing your world. And it makes you kind of like drop off those things, those views you have about certain things that are not helpful to you, that won't kind of like lead you to a balanced life and a stable foundation. And that's what you want. But it's something with your view of an emotional connection that wasn't balanced, And that could also affect your finances and the overall vision you have for your life, which is fulfillment and happiness, but not only financially, but in, emotionally and in love also. And so that is the part about you that could be being awakened. It could be the side of you that you could have been neglecting, which is that emotional side, that loving side, that, the romantic side, that connection that you could be open to with somebody. That's probably what could be awakening to you right now, which is probably at a place where it's needed, definitely, because I feel like you've been in this place for a while where you're just thinking about it, and you've been cool with just staying, in the thinking about it position. But I think the universe is like, okay, we're stepping in. Here you go. Let us really show you what's happening. And that Tower moment is kind of like, that I know Christmas is over, but it's kind of like when the ghost of, Christmas past and future and all those and present, they step in. And, it's kind of like, you could have been taking on like a more Scrooge attitude when it comes down to love, or just your passions and your emotions. And it's kind of like the universe is stepping in and kind of being the ghost of Christmas past and showing you like, hey, look at this. I don't think you have been seeing this side of life. Let me show you this. Let me show you this. Let me show you that, And you're kind of like having an awakening, and you're transforming from Scrooge. Sorry if that sounds crazy. Or offensive. Aquarius, definitely not trying to be offensive, but that's just an example that I'm seeing. It's kind of like you could be having that heart opening, your heart chakra, just kind of like being touched and having a spiritual transformation and awakening in that area of your emotions to where you can become more open. You know, because judgment is being, you know, it's kind of like somebody having judgment passed on them. You're having judgment passed on you. And I think it's for you to awaken to that side of your life that maybe you were neglecting for a while. But the outcome of that is going to be the Star card, which is your card, Aquarius. You are the water bearer. And that's what this person is doing in this picture. They are, you know, bearing the water. You're pouring the water out, being that star, being that energy that everybody's attracted to. Also, you're having a transformation, because the Star card represents being in that place where one cycle has ended in your life and you're beginning a brand new cycle now. But as you can see, this person is just transparent. So you could be reaching a new level of transparency when it comes down to love and just internally with yourself, kind of like so that you can not be so cut off to your passions and your emotions, and not only focused on your financial pursuits, but also you want to be open to the other side of life. You know, the reason why we work is hard so that we can enjoy it and kind of like share it with someone else. And so that's what I think you're taking on after this Tower energy comes in, after this awakening comes in, after the Tower and the judgment is passed on you. And you know, it's kind of like this resurrection that you have internally. It makes you transform as a person, you know. And I believe this is what you're transforming into, somebody that's a little bit more open and transparent, somebody that is spiritually tuned in, that is intuitively tuned in, you know, just being their true self and your true nature, which is an Aquarius, which Aquarius is a very spiritual person, you know, like they tune in, they're very in touch with their spiritual world. But you can't neglect certain sides of yourself and be that way. So that's why I think this whole, you know, universal energy is coming your way quickly, so that this transformation could take place. And then to verify, we had the Three of Cups. So this could just be representing a reunion, reconciliation that you could be having with somebody. It could also represent just you celebrating the fact that this transformation has occurred. But the Three of Cups, I think, represents a reunion, especially as it pertains to this person that maybe you're thinking about at this time. You know, that you're thinking about having a passionate start with, or an emotional start with. This King of Cups, this water sign. So after this whole transformation occurs in the near future, you could be having a reunion with that person. And that kind of makes sense, because this is a lot that's happening in your future energies, a lot of major arcanas. The Tower card, the Judgment card, the Star card. And it's all just happening in order, because right before that you get the message. The message is the arrows from Cupid that kind of just come in and pierce through, you know, your defenses. And then it hits like a ton of bricks. And then that makes you have an awakening. And then that forces you to transform into the water bearer, the powerful Aquarius that you are. Because now you kind of see things from both sides, not just one side. So I'm going to end it right there for you, Aquarius. I hope that was helpful to you guys in some type of way. Hope it resonated. Happy New Year, by the way, if you made it to the end of this reading. Thank you. I will be back with some more readings soon. Sorry that this one is coming out kind of late. Also, like, share, subscribe, comment. I like those when you guys do that. And if you're looking for a little bit more clarity, just email me. It's in the description, and we can set up a personal reading for you. Until next time, Chris Anthony signing off. See you guys later.